from Tony Kroos. Absolute pixel perfect. In fact, pixels are too big to measure that. Look at that. Perfect pass. That's why he didn't need to control it.
Bleeding seems to have stopped. Messi and Iniesta, a two-man game. Busquets surrenders it, but then reclaims it.
24 minutes gone by. Where did it go?
I think we're going to need more oxygen.
The great ball again, man.
Paco Alcácer, but stripped. Good defense from Dani Carvajal. And out to the feet of Zinedine Zidane.
And for all of his attacking prowess, Dani Carvajal, wonderful positioning on the defender, in his defense on Paco. Doesn't dive in, gets his position right, his distance, and then just steps in at the exquisite moment. Good defending again from Real Madrid.
Arguably the best right back on the planet.
Yeah, I've got to be well up there.
Modric. In for Kroos. There's a question whether he would be out there today after his Champions League heroics.
Barcelona done more than a half-decent job in keeping that left side quieter than what we usually see it in, and putting a cork up Marcelo's nose a little bit.
Benzema's pass with the slip brought down by the arm, says the referee. 34-year-old Canary Islander Alejandro Jose Hernandez.
Not much complaints there.
Hernandez has been reffing since the age of 13 in adult leagues. On the top flight since 2012, and now his second season as a FIFA ref.
What a save again. He's been called upon today to make some really cracking saves, Marc-Andre ter Stegen.
This could be dangerous. Bursting up the middle, Ronaldo back to Benzema, stripped by Busquets.
Just a split second too late. Benzema trying to get it back to the Dark Invader, who peeled away beautifully from his defender and just needed that little slip pass. It felt as if he could do the last defender. It's 2 against 2, Phil. It's hard to deny Benzema, but Cristiano had floated away from that space and into beautiful position.
Messi with the bandage hanging from his nose, trying to keep the blood on the inside.
It's in his mouth.
Lays it off again for Busquets. Rakitic gets rid of it quickly as Ramos comes out. 7th minute, halfway done. Looking for Paco, but not enough. And still scoreless. Not for a lack of trying in the midfield.
Wonderful St. George against the Dragon here. Take a pick. Who's who?
Marcelo denied his run briefly. Modric looks the other way.
With a great pass.
Ronaldo draws Umtiti.
Lovely touch.
Carvajal for Bale.
Great run.
One touch, but there's Piqué to sweep it out.
Choreographed slider from Piqué. Trying to tell them to compose each other and get the insurance around. That's fish-shaking defending by Shakira's old man.
First corner of the match. Almost at the half-hour mark already. Ter Stegen in the center of his 6. Whipped across. Out comes the German. Got a touch. Marcelo back in the middle. Off the post from Ramos and buried by Casemiro. This time he draws blood the old-fashioned way.
Ter Stegen comes and flaps this for me. And that's the genesis. They don't shift in Barcelona and Real Madrid. Compound Messi's misery here. An ugly goal, but it doesn't matter. It could be as ugly as a witch's nose covered in warts. Real Madrid fans don't mind. And that little cherub sees this. Marcelo again. Beautiful control. Feeds in a beautiful ball over the top. Who's this one to? Cristiano. It's hit by Sergio Ramos. It kisses the upright, and it's millimeters away from finding the target. And Casemiro says, I got your back, and does the mop-up work. Nobody covering the runner at that back post. They go to sleep. They forget about what if, and he is as free as a bird in the park. But again, credit this danger ball from who else? Marcelo. Defining pass of this 28-minute game, and that's easy. Easy Japanese for the Brazilian.
44 straight league games with a goal for Real Madrid, trailing only Barcelona from a few seasons ago. Now they lead Barcelona. First match between these two ended in a 1-0 draw at the Camp Nou, thanks to Ramos's late heroics. This time a bit earlier, as his shot off the post sets up Casemiro. First opening goal for Real Madrid in a Clásico after 6.
Really sense that Barcelona, and this is stating the absolute obvious, but missing that dynamic of Neymar is a big miss, because Barcelona maybe have been a little outplayed in this opening minute. This home field advantage certainly telling for Real Madrid, but Barca have been hanging in. But have they really tested Navas? This left side in particular, Paco Alcácer, being rather in the margins of the match.
And the way that live standings, Real Madrid still with a game in hand, and that would practically lock up La Liga. And maybe Atletico with an opening to sneak into the 2 spot.
It's a good play by Piqué.
Finds Rakitic. Messi tried to thread it through. Too many defenders in the way. A quarter hour left in the opening half. Busquets intercepts.
Giving Marcelo that much room in a game like this is like giving Dracula a blood transfusion, Phil. The way he picked out Sergio Ramos with that pass, with that much time and space, Marcelo will thread the needle every time.
Chance now for Alba in the center. Real catching their breath with the goal in their pocket. Messi harassed again. Knocked down by Casemiro again. And the referee calls a foul again.
All the sparkling footballers on display here, some of the best attacking players on planet Earth, and yet it's Casemiro, of all people, who comes in and separates these two teams so far.
Here's Iniesta. As you can see, Barcelona yet to commit a foul. Maybe they need to get a little nastier. Our side, Roberto. As he retreats, let's go back to the sidelines. Jamie Easton, what do you got? Get to Jamie in a moment. In for Messi.
Good touch.
Busquets.
And again.
Rakitic,
Nicely.
one touch. Messi strides.
Brilliant.
Strikes. Scores! We're tied at 1. Magic from Messi.
Astonishing again. Messi proves that in the footballing labyrinth world that he is the Minotaur. As cool as a bomb disposal expert on the run. This is wonderful set-up play, but how Messi slaloms through the defenses again. Ultra special. So many decisions to make for Lionel, but he's like a silicon chip with legs and covered with eyes. Look at this. Absolutely astonishing from the man from Argentina, who is cleaner than Neutrogena with his finish. Wonderful control. He tattoos the ball to his feet. And again, he defies the laws of physics. He knows the laws of physics. They don't know him. Again, bringing this game level, and perhaps a little bit against the run of play, it must be said. But when they need the inspiration, it's the medicine man who comes out. Messi, just a beautiful goal. was as much of his control, Phil, on the run as admirable as the finish. Taking that at absolute warp speed, and then 2 beautiful touches to kiss it past his defenders. Bad giveaway.
Chance now for Paco, back for Iniesta, and it got away from him. By my count, nearly 475 scoreless minutes for Messi, and
take a look at this again. When this ball's pulled back to him, 1, 2, he's through. Amazing. Again, the artful dodger pickpockets the defense and asks for more.
Could argue Real Madrid left themselves a little open to that, but Messi has to burst through. And now tied at 1.
There's maybe 2 players in the world, maybe 3 or 4 at tops, that can take a ball like that on the run and whisper it past the defenders.
Looking for another. Suarez. Up steps Ramos. 34th Clásico for the Real Madrid captain. And as you saw, Messi stretches his lead as the all-time Clásico goal scorer. Marcelo. Benzema on his inside. Ross switches.
Marcelo pushing into that left winger position at will here.
Modric! And what a stop by Ter Stegen. Back into the middle by Ronaldo, but it curls across.
Well, either way, Modric, this is a cross between a sledgehammer and a rapier. Again, the distance means nothing to him, and power without placement and accuracy is nothing. But he gets everything right, and he catapults this one. And Ter Stegen again, like a parrot, in full flight.
Let's go back to the sidelines as Gareth Bale is down. Jamie Easton, what does it look like?
This looks at risk. Well, this was a risk right from the kickoff, and Zidane said we're willing to take it, and he may rue that decision. And you going in, he wasn't 100% right. Here's another look at the goal. Again, Dracula gets the ball. He feeds it in. Lovely strike from Sergio Ramos. Tries to caress that one on the inside. And Casemiro, to him, he's got a wonderful target to hit on that back post, and they flood in like a flock of seagulls.
And as you see, the players that were offside, but Ramos was not one of them.
Look at this, left, right. Look at the caresses, the wonderful touch. For the first time, thank you for showing us that in slow motion, because that is not just prismatic vision by Messi, where he sees through 2 players and the goalkeeper. That is astonishing, and he executes not just with prejudice, but extreme prettiness. 1-1.
As we said, that is arguably the best right back in the world, and he left him flailing. Jamie Easton, well, we talked about the fact that Gareth Bale starting injured, and it looks like they're going to have to make a switch, Jamie. The score line. Gareth Bale, by the way, just 1 goal now in 7 Clásicos, but that one did win the cup. He'll have to be a spectator for the rest of this one. Benzema sneaks it through nicely. Ronaldo up steps Umtiti, down goes Ronaldo, and he got the ball, or did he? And it looks like the referee saying his assistant on the far side correcting his vision.
Doesn't matter if he gets the ball, if he gets the player first. And the reach in seemingly is across the player right here. It's not even a challenge near the ball by Samuel Umtiti, just taking the running legs from Cristiano. Brilliant skill. He's been sharp as a porcupine's backside tonight, Cristiano, in his decision makings, in his beautiful floating away and integrating in between Benzema and all of the space around him.
By the way, that call from a substitute assistant, Jose Enrique Naranjo, was supposed to be out there today with Alejandro Hernandez, but injured during the week. Miguel Martinez stepping in on the far side. And as you can see, the referee giving him the thumbs up for spotting the foul. Marco Asensio stepping in. Ray, I know you said no tennis players, but it was Rafa Nadal who celebrates another trophy earlier today. Longtime Madrid fan from Mallorca, arguably the greatest athlete that the island has ever produced, saying you might want to take a look at this Asensio kid. And Florentino Perez opens up the checkbook, less than $5 million. And right now he looks to be maybe one of the buys of the century.
Certainly one of the Spanish players that's going to be decorating all of world football. Asensio, it's Real Madrid's property now, and they've got an absolute Koh-i-Noor diamond in the shape of Asensio.
Vicente Del Bosque said he is the biggest Spanish talent out there right now.
What a compliment that is. Play on.
Chance now for Suarez, in for Messi, back for the Uruguayan. Touched aside by Nacho, but only as far as Messi. Oh, and it's just wide.
Again, wants the corner kick. Can't get his words out to the referee, of course. But beautiful play. Messi starts it with this beautiful invite into Suarez. Again, it looks as if it takes a touch past Carvajal right here, and it does.
Don't doubt Messi. He has an interesting relationship with that ball. Back now for Navas under pressure. 1-1. It doesn't look like it's going to end that way. Casemiro in the 28th. 5 minutes later, it was Messi to equalize. Ending his 6-match drought. Ter Stegen.
Wonderful game. Marc-Andre Ter Stegen really has come up with some wonderful saves to keep his team in this game and allow Messi to produce his magic for the equaliser. But Ter Stegen has been, well, probably having his best game in between the sticks for Barca.
Volkswagen halftime show coming up with all of the highlights. Busquets in the center. Messi has claimed a scalp. Can Ronaldo follow suit?
Well, he's certainly been hammering away at the door, hasn't he? Cristiano having an absolutely inspirational game. A super danger man. And he has been leading the line as much as Benzema. A lovely combination between the two. Very difficult to contain, but Gerard Piqué and Umtiti just doing enough with the help of Ter Stegen, and they've needed it.
Stegen again. Ronaldo challenges this one. A more standard clearance upfield. Reclaimed by Kroos. Frees Marcelo. Umtiti in good position.
Oh, what a ball.
Scoops it over for Iniesta. Draws Casemiro. And then finds the open Messi, who has shed his makeshift bandage. In for Suarez. Lifts it for Alba. Oh. The drop to Paco might have been there.
Asensio does a great job covering him up. Beautiful ball as an invite. It's gilt-edged for the finish, but Asensio tracking back and typifying Real Madrid's transition. Wonderful covering up from Asensio, doing his donkey work and covering up and saving what would have been a certain go-ahead goal. Sharp today, Ronaldo.
Whistle from Hernandez. Free kick in the center circle.
And he's looking for here's a wonderful ball from Messi. Here's Suarez in, and then the ball over the top. Look at this. A wonderful cutaway from Suarez, and Asensio just doing enough to put his man off of his strike. Jordi Alba very close to rattling it home.
23-6-2. Only Sevilla and Valencia have been able to claim 3 points against Real Madrid, who are the only team in La Liga still unbeaten at home. Ray, looking to make a little history. You talked about the fact they haven't won a league crown since 2012, and that the only one since 2008. But if they stay in front to the finish line here and win the Champions League, it would be their first European double in 59 years. So something historic on the line for this historic team.
A historic player producing historic management skills. Love the way Zidane's quietened up his many critics with their long knives. His team's playing absolutely wonderful, and here this game is poised so precariously on a very thin ledge, and it's high up. Look out!
Chance to the inside for Asensio, but he forgot something.
Paco, good intervention.
2 minutes added to this one. Modric almost tackled by Alba.
And he needed to get there. What a pass
from Suarez. It's Messi, and he's got an angle.
Once he's earned to take off.
Real scrambling back. Fights through Casemiro's challenge. And another free kick. Casemiro has to be careful. He's carrying a caution.
Well, this is a wonderful attack again, and there's opportunities right and left. And before Messi can pick out his pass, his legs are taken away. Casemiro steps in accidentally on purpose and stops him right here. That's an intentional stamp, it seems. But referee doesn't see it that way, sees that he was challenging for the ball.
Well, could have been another yellow, and boy, would that have shaken things up. Free kick, maybe the last chance before this half comes to a close.
Certainly think either way it was a gamble by Casemiro, but he won.
Messi leaves it to Rakitic, in for Umtiti. Top of the box, Asensio, back in from Roberto, and out to the midfield for Alba. Zidane at the edge of the area, looking on. Nice. Iniesta spots the run of Alba, threads it through the needle into the middle, and this could be a problem. It looks like Nacho, as he parried the ball out for a corner, is hurt, and they don't have another center back out there. His knee seems to buckle as he lands.
Well, it's not, I think, as he lands, but as the leg comes in and tries to balance himself. It may have been a hyperextension, but he's bounced up brave as a matador.
Talked about Real Madrid being the best team when it comes to set play goals. Barcelona not that far behind him with 20. Rakitic.
Oh!
Almost. Navas. Messi at the back post couldn't guide it in.
Well, Messi, like a ghost in a thick Scottish fog, appears out of nowhere. He peels away from Marcelo like skin on a tangerine, and he kind of put this one into the open, empty net.
1-1 at the half.
Wonderful refugees enjoying the moment, and as you say, Phil, all the Peñas across our great land from California.
Is coming up big here. Messi from about 30 yards on an angle, and the free kick fails him. Talked about the bench for Barcelona. Look at what Zinedine Zidane has for Luis Enrique in store. James Rodriguez, Mateo Kovacic, Alvaro Morata, Danilo and Isco. In fact, a bench so deep, Lucas Vazquez doesn't even dress today.
That is certainly going to have an impact in the way this game is going to be closed down. You would think both teams putting in so much energy, but look out.
Rakitic wins the ball back. Messi for Suarez, but his stride guides it to Navas.
Again, a brilliant ball from Messi, who smuggles this ball through a tiny window of opportunity. It's again measured down to a micron for Suarez, whose touch is as heavy as an anvil. And the chance goes a begging again for Barcelona, who are filling their pants, missing chances galore.
Nacho over. Paco harassing. One back. Now Suarez.
But nothing inside.
Zero in the box. But they'll get a corner out of it.
Again, Paco Alcácer, very static, not making any movement for Suarez once he gets it. Messi again, red carpet pass, creates passing lanes, he doesn't look for them. And Suarez, again, just a poor touch.
59th minute. Barcelona heading to the corner, only the second time. Guided and then denied. Piqué stopped by Navas.
Well, this is nothing less than a big bucket full of knuckles header from Piqué, who's absolutely dynamite with it. Rises brilliantly, punches it, and there, this green octopus called Keylor Navas reaches in and saves Real Madrid's bacon yet again. Wonderful feline-like reflexes to punch it away.
Taking a look at what remains in the regular season, the next 5 matches. Of course, that Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. They do have the Celta Vigo make-up game as well in La Liga, which gives them a little breathing room. In some ways, knocked out of the Champions League gives Barcelona the ability to focus on the league title.
Ball by Toni Kroos.
Good ball in, but Ronaldo couldn't get there.
Dani Carvajal just not able to wrap his right foot around this to pull it back just a couple of degrees. And then Cristiano, sloppy as a soup sandwich with his finish. He's well in. He's ahead of the play. The ball's played in. Very close, but the referee's decision comes up.
Messi spinning away from Casemiro, who got a yellow in the 12th minute.
Amazing lightning strike from the Royal Whites.
Iniesta outside of the boot. Suarez!
Again!
On the races, but Navas to the rescue.
Navas again makes this 6-yard box. His octopus is gone. Astonishing from Keylor. Wonderful lead-up play from the Illusionista. Astonishing ball with the outside of his foot. It's absolutely triggered home at full power from Suarez. That is a world-class save from the Tico man.
Driven from the corner, loose in the 18, pops up on Messi and Casemiro. Marcelo is there to clear.
These aren't rudimentary saves that this man is picking out. Navas, absolutely jaw-dropping brilliance in the man in green.
Carvajal holding off Suarez, but surrenders possession, and now he's out of position. Busquets, as Nacho tries to cover. Messi freezes the Brazilian, rifles it to the corner. Navas again. Boot comes up from Carvajal. Play on, says the ref. Nice from Ronaldo, but it gets away. Good from Umtiti to knock it out off Ronaldo for the throw.
Again, he sees that the game through his kaleidoscopic eyes, but every time he's ahead of the ball. It's full speed ahead, and this one is over the top anyway. It looks like there's going to be a substitution here. These players pouring every ounce of energy and extracting some absolutely amazing cerebral football of the highest order. That's prismatic vision from Iniesta, Phil.
Couple of changes. Let's go to Jamie Easton on the sideline with more. Jamie talking about what will be one of the controversies afterwards.
Good player.
Andre Gomes coming in for Paco. Meanwhile, Kovacic in for Casemiro, perhaps because of the yellow card.
Andre Gomes got some defending to do with Asensio in that position. He's let him off the hook here.
Draws Ter Stegen out, who smartly pushes it away from Ronaldo. Well, as controversial as Luis Enrique has been in his reign, the man he has brought in as his first substitute has also drawn the ire of Barca fans.
He's in again.
Lifted by Marcelo. Alba to clear. Some Real fans thought it should be a handball, but the ref with a good look. Messi wide. Andre Gomes for Paco Alcácer. Messi will probably push forward a bit more, and Suarez will run the center.
Played Umtiti. Very cool at the back here today. Samuel Umtiti having a very solid game alongside Gerard Piqué, who's been his inspiration. Nice lead ball.
Looking for help. Gomes to the goal line, but couldn't get much on it. Carvajal riding him out of play. Modric freezes Busquets, but Messi. Nice from Kovacic, his first touch.
Good ball
and a good
Matthew.
Ball wide to spring Asensio. On his left.
He'll take him on.
1 foot,
Next
but not a foot.
Oh.
Down low, back, but Ter Stegen down quickly.
Pushing on the back of Samuel Umtiti, who's in full reverse. And wonderful cut away to the left side from Asensio, and then a bullet that again is just done enough to Stegen to suffocate it. Thrills and spills. We've seen everything here today. Brilliant goalkeeping, Phil. Tremendous midfield prowess. Wonderful attack from both the magic men from Barcelona and Real Madrid. And still plenty of time for the winner.
Real Madrid ball watching a bit. Busquets steps up, screaming for it. Alba. Suarez on the back post if he can get it. It's Messi inside. Rakitic.
Nice.
With his rifle. Rakitic! Oh! Left foot, far post. Barca's in front of the Bernabeu.
Magisterial strike off the planet charts here. Golazo from the Croatian off of his left foot, but turns into an absolute howitzer. No chance for Keylor Navas. The defenders converge on Messi. It's poked away, then he makes this space. Toni Kroos is put on his back like a turtle right there, and then he curls it home with sweet precision. Ivan the Terrible creates magic, and he vaporizes the Real Madrid defense with a true Croatian golazo to take the lead. A first-class ticket punched. And this one, Keylor tries to reach out, but it's as elusive as a moonbeam and takes Barcelona ahead.
Start of the day, it was Real Madrid with a 3-point lead over Barcelona. Ronaldo at the edge of the 18. This would draw them level on points, and Ray, the tiebreaker in La Liga is head-to-head, and with a win and a draw, if this would hold, Barcelona would end the day atop the league. But again, Real with a game in hand.
Just enjoy the game, Phil. The future's for tomorrow.
75th minute. Benzema couldn't bring it down.
Far from over with these white shirts coming at Barca the way they have, but this place absolutely stunned by
If you missed
Ivan Rakitic.
Watch it again. Facebook.com/BeInSportsUSA. Driven into the center. Flag stays down. Ronaldo down low, but Ter Stegen quick.
You gotta say,
Casemiro scissored him early. Marcelo's elbow opened his lips. And now Ramos with a two-footed lunge. Jamie Easton at the Bernabeu sidelines. This changes things.
oh, but what Jamie cannot see here, Phil, is that gesturing from Sergio Ramos. It's the same gesture as they got Neymar an extra 3 games. So Sergio Ramos given the red card, and he will be, in all likelihood, hearing from the Spanish authorities about that gesticulation
There was also
towards the referee.
There was also physical contact with the referee. Not much, but it does make things difficult for Ramos to appeal. Neymar had his appeal dropped and is a spectator today, and Ramos might be spectating for 2, maybe 3 matches down the stretch. There, what would be the game-winning goal that opens the league race wide open. He has a habit of changing games late. This one not in Real's favor.
Harkening back to his first season, that goal from Ivan Rakitic, where he really did light it up for Barcelona. He's fallen away over the last season and a half, but that was an astonishing strike of demonic skill.
Gomes inside. Piqué!
Oh!
And again, Navas keeps it close. Good ball from the Portuguese.
No, it's better than a good ball. It's a magnificent pass by Andre Gomes, who pulls it back into the heart of Real Madrid's defense, and Gerard Piqué does brilliantly. Beautiful give and go between Suarez and Gomes. Knifes it back. It's a superlative touch to settle it, but again, this Keylor Navas is a one-man wrecking crew with a human moving. Whoa, look out!
Chance for the equalizer. Off balance, off target. Well, they're missing their captain and a center back. They don't have another center back on the bench. And Zidane is putting it all on the table here.
Beautiful ball from Suarez to Messi.
Tackled away by Kovacic. What color will it be? And a yellow against the Croatian.
And he knew he's got to bring Messi down because he's been emasculated by him with the first touch. Messi skips the leg, fantastic pass. Maggio, beautiful honey drip of a touch. And then he knows full well he's got to stop him because he's got Suarez running in away from his defender. Right there, he has a wonderful touch again from Cristiano to try to arrow it back into the danger area, and that should have been a corner kick. And that's why he is screaming his verbals like Mussolini at the balcony. He was right.
Ramos is in. Rodriguez coming in for Karim Benzema. They do have Danilo on the bench. They could have put a defender out there.
What a game. Iniesta's head as well, defying all of his critics that were saying that he's gone to sleep hitting the snooze button. He's been absolutely imperious in that midfield, but there's so many individual performances on both sides of this match.
Aldridge with the foul. Ray going with just Nacho Carvajal and Marcelo in defense. Does this put the bit tight in the mouth of Marcelo? Can they afford to send him up?
They've got to. 2-1 down, and he's been the most advantageous attacker coming out of both the defense and midfield.
Messi swivels to the inside.
Again.
takes it, and again Navas to the rescue.
An astonishing power on the run from that left foot Stradivarius that is Messi.
6th save for the Tico.
Again, centipedes must fantasize about having one left foot like Messi. Here again, skips the leg, fantastic, cuts in beautifully, weighing his options up, says I've got this one, but Kayla says not today.
Down a man, down a goal, and now down from first place if this score holds. The 34-year-old referee did not hesitate when Ramos lunged in. There will be some who will critique it, but I think he got the right choice, made the right decision. It definitely changes the game. Rakitic from the corner. Piqué nods it down.
Oh, break.
Kroos, and a chance with Barcelona
It's
pushed
stretched
forward.
out like spandex here. That's a good ball.
Scrambling over is James to get it.
Oh, sir, back in numbers. Needs a special pass here. They'll keep it simple.
Real Madrid has topped the table for 7 straight weeks. Ball driven into the chest of Ter Stegen. They've only been out of first place 2 times over the last 20 weeks.
Fresh legs and power coming on. Oh, the ex-Envigado man takes a deflection, but just not quite enough to take it past Ter Stegen.
Again, I remind you, only twice in history has Real Madrid
Finds the back of the net, past Ter Stegen, who's got no chance. Never count Real Madrid out. They've proven it so many times this year. When they've been down in the last minutes, they roar back. Again, it's James off the bench for Zidane and the Madridistas. What a game. A bad giveaway.
first Classico goal.
It's a great feed. Got options on the inside.
Opens the door for Asensio.
Look out. Brilliant.
In for Ronaldo. Back for James. Tries to square. Second effort, but Ter Stegen back in time.
Like there's an invisible force pulling the ball into this area for Real Madrid. Danger on the counter.
Messi with the foul as he trips up Toni Kroos.
Again, wonderful play by Cristiano. Just a split second too late, and that's an offside call. It's not given. Very close. Seemed to be a half a step offside. Torturous game for both coaches to watch, seeing all the big players, all the world-class players for both clubs shining, trying to eclipse each other, right down to the goalkeepers who have been absolutely off the charts here and given us one of the best Clásicos in my memory, Phil. And we've done around about 25 of these humdingers.
Yeah, it would have been so easy for Barcelona. Some said they've already quit on the season. Some said they've quit on their manager. Real Madrid has a chance to just let this one coast with their game in hand.
From Gomes.
Now it's Kovacic with Gomes giving chase. Ronaldo out wide. Thomas in support. Back for the Colombian. Lifts it over for Marcelo, but he couldn't get much on it.
And slack defending from Barcelona in the midfield. Nearly pays the price.
'89th minute, halfway done. Is there a winner? Kroos
Again,
split six.
So much space on that right side for Real Madrid to attack.
And they're playing a man down. Asensio from the left. Asensio! And now the 10th save for Ter Stegen. Again to the kid. Oh! Ronaldo off balance and his left foot can't turn it home.
More than heroic from Real Madrid. As you say, playing with a man down, it's like they're playing with 2 men up. Very slack from Barcelona these last 10 minutes, allowing Real Madrid to come very much into this race. But here comes the Illusionista, still looking for glory.
Been some injuries, been some goals, but probably not much more than 3 minutes to be added. Lifted across, headed back by Marcelo to his netminder. The referee has stepped into the spotlight today. The red card to Sergio Ramos.
Well, both these defenses been working harder than a one-eyed cat, covering 3 mouse holes, both ends of the field, and have relied on their goalkeepers to bail them out so many times. It looked as if both these clubs had massive opportunities to sink the Wales harpoon into this game, but it's just been amazing.
Just 2 minutes.
Ding-dong football, 2 minutes to play.
And 2 minutes maybe with the league title on the line. If Real Madrid can come back and score a winner, it's hard to imagine Barcelona catching them. Touch back for Suarez. If Barcelona gets a winner, momentum in their favor. If it ends level, Real still in the driver's seat, but the possibility remains.
Then Toni Kroos finds a wide man. Marcelo weighs up all the options in a nanosecond, and then the ex-Envigado man produces a terabyte of skill in that nanosecond. Masterful finish, sharp as vinegar, and the octopus goes disco.
And if that goal holds to fight back for the point, it would mean Real Madrid has fought back for 20 points from losing positions this year. No one in Spain has been more successful coming from behind. Ronaldo watches it sail, asking his teammates to dig deep. Pressure in the Barcelona end. Roberto to Piqué. Busquets to Roberto. Did they gamble too much? The Champions League hero against PSG leading the break. Gomes looking for the overlap. Alba inside. It's Messi!
Again, the medicine man arrives and sinks his flaming spear into the hearts of Real Madrid. Astonishing from Messi. Beautiful counter-attack. All the pieces falling into place. Messi, born in the crossfire hurricane, and he is jumping Jack Flash right here. Amazing football. The defenders are left with bees flying around him, and he cared not about the yellow card. Messi, you could drop a tarantula into his shorts and he'll still be cool. Demonic skill from Sergi. Picks the right. Pass out of his pocket. Gomes leads it back. Jordi Alba sells it. Messi catapults it home. And again, if he's shown a Rorschach blot, he'd see goals all day. Indecently majestic football in the end to pull this out of the fire. Messi, the nerve of the cat burglar. And cool as the seeds inside the cucumber. Kayla, as always, extends himself. Look at how deep this is. Sergio Roberto, full space. Like that Star Trek ship. And he hits warp speed. Wonderful cutback. Jordi Alba sees Messi.
And that will do it. He was bloodied, he was bruised, he was battered. But at the end of 90 minutes, It is Messi that stands on top. 3-2, Barcelona at the Bernabeu. Only the second time they've won back-to-back under one manager.
And this goal,
Liga.
a goal that'll give Barcelona fans an arousal that'll last for more than 4 minutes. So you better call your physician.
one of the very few people to say that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would fail probably at United. And I think, Robert, you even said as well, it was a shambles at the time.
No, I said, John, what I said, well, obviously I was on a BBC 5 Live show, and when it was, before he was appointed, there was rumours he was going to get the job as an interim manager of Manchester United. And I just said,
what you're saying. No, I didn't mean it obviously in the sense.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Shambles, but like I say, I cannot remember.
Sí, cuidado al triángulo zurdo. Ahí está Dembélé, Messi, Alba. Aguanta Dembélé. Qué bien se la pone Alba. Alba centra abajo. Varane al suelo, córner. Un detalle, Miguel. Ahí han regado
Keylor Navas, Suarez is hoping, that's all.
Messi on the spot, Barca back in it, into a thrilling final.
Casemiro. Modric or Toni Kroos.
Gareth Bale placing the ball, but he leaves it for Toni Kroos. A little conversation between the Welshman and the German. Gareth Bale jogs into the penalty area. Ramos standing a couple of metres behind him. Kroos floats it into the far post, just overhit. It's kept in play. Vinicius wins the loose ball. Drives it in low again. The shot from Varane. And finally... Didn't communicate.
flick it to Dembele, who didn't know the ball was arriving to him. And at the moment, it looks like we're going to see treatment. The contact comes, I think, there when Longley's hit the stomach. If that's the extent of it, he's going to be fine. But the keeper he was so intent on distributing it. Maybe he just said, get up, get on with it. But it looked as if he didn't realise.
He's clearly been winded by that. It's also good strategy, isn't it? If you think there might be a possible penalty appeal for handball, to make it absolutely clear to the ref that no, it got me right in the guts.
Watch that six-pack.
Meanwhile, it's a throw for Barcelona. Jordi Alba patiently waiting to take it. Bruno, no major side effects there for Clement Lenglet.
No, Clement Lenglet seems to be perfectly fine, as you suggested, after that blow, and he's alongside Gerard Piqué back in the centre of the Barcelona defence.
Luka Modric on the ball. Got Reguilon sprinting down the left. Reguilon looks up, whips the cross in. Vinicius was under it. Lenglet heads clear. Falls to Busquets. Poor control there by Toni Kroos. Here's Leo Messi. Gets away from the first challenge. Still Messi. There's a ball that Dembele can keep in play. Suarez sprinting into the far post. Dani Carvajal getting to the near post, putting it out for Barca's third goal. It was a perfect example of what Leo Messi can do when he's got a little bit of space.
The speed of decision making by Real Madrid in the initial crossing for Reguilon, then from the fight back from Football Club Barcelona. As you said, he didn't even see the space in behind.
Leaves it for Artur Melo. Here's Dembele. Finds Busquets. Rakitic through the middle. Falls to Suarez. What a save from Thibaut Courtois. That was firmly struck by the Uruguayan. The flag up. But the first shot on target from Barcelona wouldn't have counted. But that'll do Thibaut Courtois a lot of good in terms of confidence. Well, a lively start. I mean, Real Madrid in the opening 10 minutes dominating, I think, Aitor. But in the last 5 minutes or so, Barcelona starting to respond.
Yes, I think it's going to be a tennis game. Minutes for Real Madrid, minutes for Barcelona, and the team which will be more clear in front of the goal will win the game, and especially players like Vinicius with the chances that he missed last Wednesday. Today for him is a good opportunity to score.
Good ball from Modric to Reguilon. It's quick to find Vinicius, who turns immediately, gets away from Busquets. Bale chasing. Ter Stegen aware of the danger, sliding out to collect that one. Plays it out quickly to Artur Melo. Artur. Gareth Bale tracking back. And that'll impress Solari, I'm sure. Rakitic to Sergi Roberto. Rakitic again. Busquets. Sergi Roberto. Messi. Rakitic finds Busquets. He leaves it for Messi. Dembele. Ball got a little caught up between his feet there. Alba keeps it going. Finds Messi again. He turns away from Carvajal. Supported here by Dembele. Looks from the return ball. Casemiro in there to block. Throw into Barcelona.
Significant time, and when Dembele slightly got pressed and closed and the ball was loose, who was pressing, who was picking it up? Messi. You don't always see that.
Jordi Alba has a good close look at the ball. Finds Suarez. Busquets. Artur. Here's Gerard Piqué gesticulating to his teammates.
Quicker. He wants the ball, everything to move quicker.
Sergio Roberto, Busquets, Langley, Dembélé, Arthur, back to Busquets again. Sergio Roberto calling for it. Rakitic gets away from Vinicius. Suarez holding it up, goes down, waved up. Kroos quick to find Benzema, and Lenglet was quick to take the ball off the German. Benzema again, wrong footing Vinicius. It's a throw into Barcelona.
The threat I see, Simon, is when Barcelona are picked off like that and Real Madrid are on the break. It's when challenges are put in to stop a counter, and with Busquets booked already, Barcelona can't afford to allow the ball being given away, which puts you in a situation where you have to think about making that all or nothing tackle.
Dembélé on the ball. Jordi Alba plays it back to Clement Lenglet. That's a poor one straight at Varane. Firm challenge. Busquets winning it off Gareth Bale. It's collected by Artur Melo. Finds Messi. Got Sergio Roberto to his right. Just got away from Messi. Suarez brilliantly finding him. Messi over the keeper and just wide. Absolutely brilliant from Leo Messi. It looked as though the opportunity had gone. And finally the delicate chip narrowly missing the target. That's, to my count, one clear chance to each team. Rebounds, 18 minutes on the clock.
Rebounds everywhere as we watch the replay. A goal he scored almost identical in the 2012 Super Cup here at that end. The ball seemed to just be magnetically drawn to him.
Piqué picks out Sergio Roberto. Rakitic supporting him. Sergio Roberto again inside to Busquets. Good challenge from Casemiro, but the referee's whistle goes. Free kick to Barcelona for the infringement. Busquets to Lenglet. Dembélé. Suarez. Didn't last long. The possession collected by Bale. Dink over the top to Kroos. Kroos in turn to Reguilon. Applause from the home fans. Reguilon checked by Rakitic, but he puts the ball for Vinicius to chase. Piqué in there. It's good anticipation, I think. Throw-in, says the referee. It looked to me like that was well timed by Piqué.
Those movements from Vinicius and from Bale are going to be good for Real Madrid because behind the full.
Jordi Alba keeps it in play, but the advantage to Luka Modric. Bale back to Carvajal. Now Casemiro. There's one for Vinicius to chase. Ter Stegen, aware of the threat, out of his area, keeps his cool, of course, and finds Sergio Roberto. Here's Rakitic. Sergio Roberto. Fine challenge by Toni Kroos. Throw into Real Madrid. That one came off Sergio Roberto, I think.
When there's a loose ball, it's snap and counter snap. Everybody is petrified of making the mistake that can open this game. First goal, more crucial than usual.
Ramos with the long ball. Bale underneath it, so too Lenglet, who had the advantage. Sergio Roberto nodding it on to Ivan Rakitic. Vinicius takes it off him superbly. Kroos sets him free. Vinicius down the left. He's got Gareth Bale in the middle. Running to the near post, he cuts it back instead to Benzema. Now Modric thinks about the shot, it's blocked by Gerard Piqué, and Barcelona get the danger away. Busquets brought down by Dani Carvajal, and that's a free kick to release the pressure for a moment on Barcelona, who've been suffering for the last few minutes.
This is why we love the Clásico. We haven't seen a goal, but we saw Vinicius take the mickey out of Piqué, and somehow Piqué is the man who's back in the middle, sliding in the way to block the shot. It's utter commitment by the classiest players, all 22 of them, anywhere on the planet. Everything is on the pitch. They're leaving, as they say here, the skin on the pitch.
Rakitic on the ball for Barcelona. Is Leo Messi. Artur picks out Jordi Alba. Dembele making an intelligent run to get him behind Carvajal. Carvajal holding his ground and doing just enough to prevent Dembele from making what could have been a lethal cross. Alba. Rakitic to Sergio Roberto.
think that they are good again. They have 15 minutes just to try to score and to equalize.
Carvajal wins the corner. The cross after a crisp passing move from the Blancos, blocked by Jordi Alba. Toni Kroos goes across to take the corner. And one thing is for sure, the response of Real Madrid to going one down.
تعود إذن الركنية لفريق الريال، وكان أداء توني كروس في التوزيع.
Varane, Modric, it's going to fall for Artur. And now for Ivan Rakitic, through the middle, just getting away from Leo Messi. That'll be a goal kick. Disappointment there, but Ivan Rakitic is really stamping his character on this game so far.
Yeah, and it is Rakitic is the kind of player that always maybe the lights are on Suarez or Messi or the Dembélé or the players who are attacking, and players like Rakitic they are not always there, but he's a really important player, just not when they have the ball, when they don't have the ball, and even today scoring important goals.
Well, a free kick given for that challenge on Vinicius, and again the referee stamping his authority on things. Watch out for Busquets here, Graham.
First of all, Sergio Busquets will be on a knife edge between now and the end of the match. First of all, he complained to the referee, realised what he was doing, turned away as he howled to the moon sky, and then kicked the ball away. He has to know 3 red cards in the last 6 Clásicos. It tends to be the side with 10, obviously, who suffer. He can't be that indisciplined.
Toni Kroos is going to take the free kick. Referee Indiana Mayenko draws the line, and only Leo Messi positioning himself behind it. Everybody else on the very edge of the Barcelona area. Carvajal makes a dummy run. It's floated in. Piqué got his head to it, put back in by Casemiro. Headed away. Only as far as Vinicius. Barcelona chance on the break. Suarez finding Messi. Messi is close control, breathtaking there. Sergio Roberto. Madrid have had the opportunity to get back and maintain their shape. Messi over the top, it's a lovely ball for Dembélé. Messi sprinting to get into the box. Dembélé cuts it back. Well dealt with indeed. Sergio Ramos, brilliant interception and a necessary one. Suarez looking to combine with Messi. It's Ramos again. That's a fine challenge by Rakitic. Loose ball falling to Benzema. And the free kick goes Barcelona's way, to the absolute disgust of the home crowd. And Suarez having words. It's Rakitic who's down.
It's such an odd one, Simon, because this is a desperate challenge by Rakitic. He has to make it. He's the one who's sliding in. If he's caught afterwards, I think it's because of the forward motion that the Croat gives. You can see from the replays we've got the benefit of that the Real Madrid captain uses his chest, I think, to deal with that.
Question
no question that Suarez was chancing his arm and Ramos wasn't using his. But this is an opportunity for Leo Messi that comes from a situation that I think the referee is viewed differently from certainly my point of view.
Bruno, Ivan Rakitic has stayed down, but he's actually sitting up now, so doesn't seem to be requiring medical treatment.
No, he was okay. He was putting his socks up, taking his time, and just making the most of this situation and giving Leo Messi perhaps a little bit of time to think about where maybe he wants to pop this free kick.
That's a very good question. I think talking about Leo Messi, Aitor, he can put it almost anywhere, can't he?
Yes, we have a lot of players who can do it, but when Messi is there, I don't have any doubt.
Tense moments in the Bernabeu. Tense moments for the number 25, Thibaut Courtois. It's going to be Messi. Not too far away, that one onto the roof of the net. An enormous sigh of relief goes around this stadium. Courtois takes the goal kick quickly. Varane returns it to the Belgian.
Barcelona winning the game 1-0, and even now pressing Real Madrid high, so trying to difficult them to build, and you know, they want more. But Real Madrid now again is 8 minutes to try to equalize, controlling the ball, and this kind of passes from one side to the other side, and then try to move Barcelona players.
Well, Modric trying to link with Reguilón there, but well dealt with by Roberto, who just nodded it back to Ter Stegen.
A very intense and firm message from Leo Messi to Dembélé, with strong words and jabbing his fingers, telling him exactly where he wants the Frenchman to be. Tuition, but with a very firm hand.
It's Jordi Alba for Barcelona. Lenglet looking for Suarez, finding the head of Casemiro instead. Rakitic collects, cushions it for Messi. Messi to Artur, who finds Dembélé. Will he follow Messi's instructions? He's got Jordi Alba outside him. Here's Alba. Dani Carvajal reading the threat and making the block. It falls again to Dembélé. Suarez. Now wide on the right, Sergio Roberto combining with Rakitic. Rakitic sprints away from Vinicius. Here's Suarez. Good save. The rebound's there and collected again by Thibaut Courtois. The original save, a good one. Reguilón is also down. But Thibaut Courtois, well, perhaps should have done a little better, having saved the shot from Suarez. The ball was loose in a very, very dangerous zone indeed. And Suarez, well, had a huge gap there. And I think in the end it's no major harm done. The loose ball's there. It's Messi goes in for it. Reguilón tumbles over him. And no infringement. But a firmly struck shot by Luis Suarez, causing Courtois problems. Madrid giving the ball away now. Here's Artur, who can't link with Messi, although Messi nearly won it, but Modric instead dispossessed by Busquets. The ball now at Messi's feet. Being shadowed by Gareth Bale. Finds Rakitic. It's a heavy touch from Rakitic. Gets the better of Ramos.
Simon, he made a mistake. He knew he's such a clever striker. He could hear Dani Carvajal's breath on the back of his neck. They came to a juddering halt, looking for the collision. Carvajal just skipped away from it sufficiently. Undiana was in the right place. Good decision by the referee.
Dembélé with a little jinking run plays it back to Artur. Artur finds Messi. Busquets just nods it down to Rakitic. Barcelona starting to look more confident in their build-up play. Messi takes a tumble. Play on, says the referee. No. Free kick. Messi, I think with that rather unpleasant little gesture of seeking to get a yellow card, it'll be for Sergio Ramos if the referee pays attention. Bruno, I don't know if you can actually see anything from your vantage point down there, but it's Messi down. and Ramos. Ramos just getting to his feet.
Yeah, it's just on the other side of the pitch. I'm not sure if there was any contact from Casemiro initially with Messi. I don't know if you guys have been able to see the replay.
It's definitely streetwise from Ramos, who just leaves a leg out behind him, and it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it takes Messi down in full flight. And you won't be surprised if I say Ramos knew what he was doing.
Not at all, not at all. Yeah, they're back on their feet, so free kick now for Barcelona.
And it will be, of course, Leo Messi to take it. What do Real Madrid have to do? Obviously defend this free kick, but for the last 4 minutes, is it just a question of hanging on to the 1-0? Because at the moment, Barcelona are looking very threatening indeed.
I think it will be crucial, at least, to arrive just 1-0 down, because to concede now another goal could be almost a disaster. So at least if they don't equalize the game, to finish the game, the first half losing 1-0.
Well, that was a poorly struck free kick from Leo Messi. One of the biggest cheers from the Bernabeu in this first half. Reguilon battling away, but unable to link with Benzema, who has a very stern look over his shoulder, not quite sure at whom. Gerard Piqué. A dink over the top, collected by Suarez. The loose ball very nearly falling to Messi. Well dealt with in the end by Varane. This is Casemiro.
And now this is, for me, one of the biggest problems that the Real Madrid the players can have. At least the crowd is starting to be impatient, and to manage the expectations here are difficult. So to manage those 3 minutes, the people, and to keep that pressure out is going to be important, especially now.
Well, Reguilon with Vinicius with a rather wild one there. It's gone straight out for a throw-in, which Jordi Alba will take. That's not exactly going to close the mouths of the critics who say he can't finish, Graham.
No, he took a swipe at that one, but again, it's him that Madrid look for all the time. It's him with the most energy, and it's him who's been creating the majority of the danger.
Him and Reguilon down that left flank forming a great partnership. Ramos plays it back to Thibaut Courtois. Courtois right in the edge of his box. Sends it high and long. Bale underneath it. Getting the better of Jordi Alba, who's absolutely furious, I think, with Arthur there. Benzema. Modric leaves it for Gareth Bale. Bale getting into the area, driving to the byline, gets the cross into the far post, headed away by Gerard Piqué. Absolutely brilliant from the Barcelona centre-half so far today. Aided and abetted on this occasion by Clement Lenglet. And finally Sergio Roberto putting it into touch and gaining the applause of the leader of the Barcelona back four. Impatience as Reguilon waits to find a man. He eventually found Benzema. Cuts it back here for Cruz. Cruz quick to find Casemiro. Casemiro looking for and finding Carvajal, who heads it on Modric. Well, applause from the home fans, and I think thoroughly deserved, Aitor. That was a good attack.
It's exactly what Aitor's been asking for, that arrival, isn't it?
Yes, and look where Carvajal is, look where Reguilon is, all of them, the fullbacks in the box, from one side to the other side, moving the ball, and they had a really good chance.
Marc-Andre ter Stegen, not in any great rush for this, just half a minute left of the 45. Sent it in the vague direction of Dembélé, but it was Varane who won it in the air. Jordi Alba with an up and under. Under it is Suarez, who got a touch. Reguilon controls under pressure from Messi. Ramos gets away from Messi. Messi goes down, clutching the face, rolling over about 50 times before Alba takes the ball off Gareth Bale. Nodded on by Suarez. Messi still down. Casemiro plays it back to Courtois. The referee has a look over his shoulder. Modric, Real Madrid eventually told to pause. The Bernabeu go absolutely wild. Ramos goes across to have a word with Leo Messi, who's still down, clutching his face. Bruno.
And the half-time whistle's gone now. I think that's what's got everyone on their feet as well. What a way to finish the first half. Now Messi squaring up to Sergio Ramos. Obviously a bit of afters from that collision, which you mentioned before, Graham, and it doesn't look like it's going to die down quickly.
I don't think he catches him.
In my view, Simon, I'm sorry to be contradictory, there is no question that not only does Ramos's hand and arm catch Messi, the jolt that is the type of jolt that can lead to concussion, and the referee needs to be applauded. The only thing that you stop the play for is a potential head injury or impact on the head. Messi is not a cheat, has been impacted. The referee got that right, and Messi's...
Okay, yes, from that angle you're absolutely right. Aitor, the one thing we've learned over the last 10 or 15 years, do not make Leo Messi angry. Do you agree?
Yeah, 100%.
He's pretty angry now, I think.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think to the first half? Barcelona going in 1-0 up. This is what we call bronca, the Bernabeu absolutely 100% behind their team. Furious with Messi and Barcelona, but it's Barcelona in the lead.
Yes, and we said before, even when the score was 0-0, both teams had chances. The game was good. Sunday Real Madrid controlling the game. Sunday Barcelona controlling the game. Real Madrid trying to find spaces behind the defenders with Vinicius, Benzema or Bale's movement. Sunday Barcelona controlling the game, and Sunday's Luka Modric has to come to help Carvajal with Jordi Alba and with Dembélé, so they create when Luka leaves the middle, it means that there is a space there, and when Messi or Rakitic arrives to that point, they are dangerous. But again, it's been a game with both teams having really good chances.
Okay, well, everything's still to play for in the second half. It's 1-0 to Barcelona after the opening 45-minute spell. It's a Clásico Mark II, which in the opening first half here in the Santiago Bernabéu had just about everything you could desire from one of the biggest games. From the biggest game in world football. We'll be back in about 12 minutes to bring in the second half. Half-time score, Real Madrid 0, Football Club Barcelona 1. Welcome back to the Santiago Bernabeu as the players still to come out onto the pitch for the second half. It's been a fantastic opening 45 minutes here. Football Club Barcelona going in at half-time with a 1-goal advantage. A goal scored by Ivan Rakitic, Graham Hunter. When the goal went in, we both commented how he's obviously been learning from the masters. That was a very, very classy finish.
I think one of the arguments that you're teasing out of me is that Rakitic is such a worker. He's so dedicated to the team that people forget that he's extraordinarily technical. He's very, very gifted. I don't see an argument that he's any less of a technical footballer than his compatriot, his Ballon d'Or winner, Luka Modric, in my opinion. But a little bit of kudos for Sergio Roberto. Preferred to Semedo. Semedo had a big role in the second goal here on Wednesday night. Sergio Roberto produces what we call in our country a nutmeg, here a tunnel, in order to send Rakitic through. And the theme I go back to is, in midweek, and when Messi kept finding Dembele down the left, the ball in behind Madrid's fullbacks is something that Ernesto Valverde and the Blaugrana team have believed will keep yielding them chances and indeed goals. And so far tonight, they've been proven correct. First task for Real Madrid is to solve that, sort that.
Well, the Real Madrid players back on the pitch, waiting for the Barcelona 11 to trot out. Bruno Begovic, I can't see from up here any changes. Can you from down there?
No, Fede Valverde was warming up towards the end of the game. He stayed behind at half-time as well to warm up. But the 11 players who have come on are the 11 players that started and finished that first half for Real Madrid.
Obviously, we can see there Solari with his arm around Vinicius Jr., giving him some fairly firm instructions. I don't suppose you can see too much from where you are, can you?
I'm afraid I saw more on my TV monitor than what I actually saw. But yeah, there were some words there. And Dani Ceballos is also warming up now. He's got his shorts, so he's stripped of his tracksuit. He's got his bib on, so he's the only Real Madrid player warming up now before the start of the second half.
Thanks, Bruno.
But nor can we here. But they've just spent 15 minutes in the dressing room where the coach has saved up all his good ideas, motivational, strategic, whatever you like, and yet he's called Vinicius over Solari, who often played in the same position, and he's given him a full 4.5 minutes of direct counsel that seems extra to what they were talking about in the dressing room. You have to believe that Solari thinks whatever he was imparting there was crucial.
Well, I mean, you're the manager, you're the coach, Aitor. Why is Solari doing that after just spending 15 minutes in the dressing room?
No, you know, especially because it was Vinicius. He's almost a kid. Sometimes it's just to give them more confidence, or just to tell him the last word for the player to start the game again confident.
Well, it's Real Madrid have got the second half underway, attacking the goal to the left of your screens. Sergio Ramos on the ball, and it's Leo Messi who goes in to have a little look at him. We'll have to see how Messi responds to that incident right at half-time. Carvajal picks out Gareth Bale, the Welshman cutting inside, combining with Benzema. Luka Modric driving it in again towards Bale. Lenglet getting his head to it. Ter Stegen hesitating, and Jordi Alba putting it out for a throw-in, which is quickly taken by Reguilon. Toni Kroos on the ball. Reguilon making a little dummy run. Vinicius gets his first touch, whips the cross in, headed clear by Gerard Piqué. Ramos combining with Modric. Casemiro returning it to the captain. Toni Kroos dispossessed by Messi, who goes down and wins a free kick. Well, it's early days, obviously, but Leo Messi snapping into those challenges there, Graham.
And Toni Kroos too. But I loved your point. When the ball went out for the throw-in, the ball boys and the ball girls here have been told, get the replacement ball in there instantly. It's like five-a-side when the ball rebounds off the wall. See if you can give it to a white shirt quickly while Barcelona are still asleep.
Piqué takes the kick, finds Suarez, turns away from Varane, picks out Ousmane Dembélé. Dembélé back to Clement Lenglet. Here's Busquets. Good pressing from Benzema. Jordi Alba and Dembélé combining. Alba making a run, but Dembélé can't find him. He only found Dani Carvajal instead. Casemiro turning away from the challenge. Modric down the line to Gareth Bale. Bale cuts inside and picks out Sergio Reguilon, supported here by Vinicius. Vinicius in turn
by Benzema. Now Toni Kroos. Kroos square to Casemiro. It's a loose ball from Carlos Casemiro. Benzema wins it straight back off Gerard Piqué. Reguilón to Vinicius. Benzema turns away from Busquets, trying to link with Modric, and it's Sergio Roberto there getting his body between Benzema and the ball. The clearance blocked by Kroos. Madrid very, very proactive. Vinicius loses out to Sergio Roberto, and in the end it's Piqué who clears only as far as Varane. Toni Kroos. Vinicius, and that one took a deflection. It'll be a corner for Real Madrid.
A brilliant example set by Benzema, Simon. I think his run and tackle back on Piqué, chances are prevented a second goal. Piqué, a brilliant passer on the run, had Suarez to his right, Messi to his left, and the Frenchman intervened absolutely perfectly.
Toni Kroos to take the corner. Punched away by Ter Stegen. Dembélé failing to get much contact on it. Carvajal quick to find Casemiro, and what a miss from Benzema on the far post. Surely he only needed to make contact with the ball for that to be the equaliser.
It's been offside, I think, but this is the kind of chance that you can't miss if you want to, and you need to win the games.
But if you're going to miss a chance, miss one with the flag raised for offside. Ter Stegen to put the ball back in play. Grimace on the face of Karim Benzema. Suarez chasing, won't keep it in play. To throw to Madrid, who started looking very positive. Casemiro. Carvajal to Bale. Loose ball picked up by Dembélé. Artur to Rakitic. And again Rakitic picking out Sergio Roberto.
Fede Valverde's been called over by Santi Solari, so that should be the first substitution of the game.
Meanwhile, it's Jordi Alba on the ball. Dembélé to Messi. Busquets to Gerard Piqué. Artur goes down under the challenge of Toni Kroos. Free kick to Barcelona. And as Bruno pointed out, Fede Valverde, what do we expect? Who do we expect Valverde to replace? Meanwhile, Dembélé cuts it back just away from Messi. And Toni Kroos quick to link with Modric. Modric crossing the halfway line. Busquets sticking with him. Looking for the best option, Modric. And the best option, a square pass to Toni Kroos. Kroos in turn picking out Carvajal. Carvajal back to Modric. Promising for Madrid. Modric is crossed to the far post. Vinicius keeps it in play. He's got the support of Reguilón here. Now Toni Kroos. Vinicius. Benzema. Busquets and Piqué taking it off him. Carvajal with a headed pass, but it's collected by Suarez. Suarez to the edge of the box. It's got away from him. He's trying to link with Messi. Brilliant from Varane and Courtois. Suarez will be furious with that heavy touch, the penultimate touch. That was a clear-cut chance for Barcelona on the break. Busquets back to Piqué. Piqué picking out Sergio Roberto. Piqué again. Busquets. Leo Messi to Dembélé. What an error there from Dani Carvajal to set Suarez through. Meanwhile, it's Jordi Alba. Cuts it back to Messi on the edge of the box. Messi. Rakitic. No chance of a shot. Artur. Lovely ball to Sergio Roberto. Vinicius sprinting back, very nearly taking it off him. Rakitic with, well, It's a cross, and it's collected by Thibaut Courtois.
Do you know, I loved what you said there. The combination of Courtois and Varane with that breakthrough by the Uruguayan striker. We know Varane is quicker. We know that he can close the gap. But Suarez is so sly, so clever to get in there, to block, to not commit a foul, and to make sure that the goal threat was dampened down. Was really calm, clever work by the Belgian and the Frenchman.
Casemiro back to Rafa Varane. Fede Valverde just tying his shoelaces up. Do we expect him to come on instead of Casemiro, or to play alongside Casemiro instead of?
Yeah, I think it should be the natural substitution.
Casemiro himself picks out Luka Modric. Now Gareth Bale. Modric making a run. Bale sees him. Lovely combination. Just got away from the Welshman. Couldn't quite look for that, or couldn't quite find that pinpoint accuracy he needed. And the ball in the hands of Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Well, that one's got away from Carvajal. Dembélé latching onto it. Messi making a run. Dembélé sees him, tries to turn away from Carvajal, and it's Casemiro back to save the day. Absolutely crucial win there, right off from Casemiro.
And I don't know if it's always a coincidence, because when I am managing the games, always when you are thinking about the substitute one player, the following play he does brilliant. So
Reguilon's cross into the far post, and just getting there, Jordi Alba ahead of Gareth Bale. Madrid very much on top since the restart. Casemiro back to Toni Kroos. Kroos pings it wide to Vinicius, who controls. He's got Reguilon outside him. Still Vinicius. Now look at Modric. Modric picking out Reguilon. Reguilon's cross blocked by Roberto. Comes back to Reguilon. Vinicius gets away from Sergio Roberto. Cuts it back, but hits it straight at Busquets. Rakitic back to Gerard Piqué, who finally clears the danger. Tremendous battle there between Varane and Suarez. And the referee waved play on, the linesman telling him it's handball. Suarez disagrees, goes across to, well, stare at the linesman as the change is being made, and it's Toni Kroos being replaced by Fede Valverde.
Even though he's not coming in what is his preferred central pivoty midfield position. If you're 20 years old and getting a shot at that position, he scored. He played 4 times for Uruguay last year. If you're 20 and holding down that organising midfield position for Uruguay, you're special.
That's a good ball over the top for Vinicius. Sumptuous control from the Brazilian. Tries the shot. Ter Stegen can only palm it away. Piqué plays out to Rakitic. Barcelona taking their lives in their hands here a little bit. Busquets.
Simon, nobody else in the world plays like we see.
No,
nobody else in the world.
And there's one for Dembélé to chase. Advantage Rafa Varane. Played back to Courtois. He shows his own casual clearance. Suarez there to block. It will be a goal kick. He returns it over the head of Thibaut Courtois.
Real Madrid now is taking more risks. I think it's going to be dangerous for them. Sometimes one clearance from Piqué and is Varane with Suarez and Messi with Sergio 1v1, so it's going to be dangerous. So they need to keep the ball, to not lose the ball, to not allow them.
Piqué getting inside. Vinicius play on, says the referee. Piqué finds Busquets.
Another thing that Barcelona is doing really well is every time that Vinicius has the ball, all we see has Sergio Roberto, and next to him Rakitic.
There's Leo Messi. Messi aware of the arrival of Dembélé, straight at the chest of Thibaut Courtois, who saves easily and rolls the ball out quickly to Ramos. Ramos to Modric. Bale calling for it. Modric can't find him. Instead, he finds Jordi Alba. This is Arthur. Dembélé under pressure from Gareth Bale. Arthur back to Lenglet, and now it's Busquets.
watching the game, but for Real Madrid is again a lot of risk and go one way, other way, one goal, other goal. I think it's better now to be compact and to be together.
Messi to Alba. Alba into the area. Drives it low across the face of the goal. Dembélé couldn't get onto it. Courtois couldn't block it. Suarez didn't quite get there on the far post in time. And that one goes out. There must have been a touch because a corner has been given.
Once again, Jordi Alba raving there when I said at the halftime that Bale should have helped Carvajal, because Jordi Alba is really offensive and really good.
Leo Messi goes across to take the corner. Cheers from the home crowd as he does. Messi absolutely determined to take his time. Plays it short. Dembélé. Sergio Roberto. Artur. Messi struggling to reach it. Can't quite control it. He's having a bit of a difference of opinion there with the fans behind the goal. That won't bother Leo Messi too much, I suspect. Here's Fede Valverde. Sees Dani Carvajal. So does Jordi Alba. It falls for Carvajal. Casemiro to Modric. Now Reguilon. Benzema wide on the left to collect this one. Benzema. Reguilon. It's a good cross. Dealt with by Gerard Piqué. Rakitic taking his life in his hands. It falls to Vinicius. The shot blocked. And that'll go out for a corner. I mean, you can call it madness, Graham, defending like that, or you can call it a form of beauty.
It was a bit of misfortune. There was a little bit of risk, I admit, as the ball tries to be cleared by Rakitic. This is the moment when Vinicius thinks, when did I break into that mirror factor and smash them? And when did I trip over a black cat on Friday the 13th? Because he's having no luck. That was on target. Let's have no debate about it. There's always somebody in the way.
Modric with the corner.
Straight out of play.
And it will be a goal kick as Barcelona pause and just look at Gerard Piqué head down as he moves square of the 6-yard box. What must be going through the Barca defenders with that kind of scramble in their own area?
It's Longley again. I think his six-pack has just become a four-pack. I think two of them have been taken out by those shots.
Marco Asensio is going to be the next substitution made by Solari. Meanwhile, it's Leo Messi. Oh, Messi goes all the way through in the air. And that's a card for Ramos. I have to say, Sergio Ramos is asking for it because that's a firm challenge on Messi. Messi goes down. Ramos with his characteristic gesture, waving the hand in well, you can add the correct term, telling Leo Messi to get up. I think he's annoying Messi, and I don't think that's good strategy. I know I've been repeating myself. Don't make him angry. What do we think to the response of the Santiago Bernabeu to Gareth Bale?
It's all opinion, but what I'm hearing is that's aimed at Bale, not at the change, not at the manager, not saying leave the Welshman on. I just lived through this, normally cheered, but that sounded as if it was aimed at Gareth Bale.
Yes, and sorry, I said before the game and at the halftime, I think that the people here is so demanding, and especially now with Bale, they knew that they had all the lights on him, and you know, Bernabeu doesn't help when you are in a good way.
Yep, I think they don't think he's working quite hard enough. I think they don't think he's making the difference. This time it's Piqué against Ramos. It's been a corner awarded for Barcelona. Ramos and his international teammate Piqué.
Piqué not interested in continuing the debate. Smart.
Dembélé's gone over to take the corner. Arthur offers the short option. The Frenchman instead swinging into the penalty area. Lenglet went up for it, and it's Ramos who goes down. It looked... That's a yellow card for Clement Lenglet. And Ramos gets to his feet, rubbing his head. No major harm done. Leo Messi arguing the toss with the referee.
Referee at least right to give the yellow card.
Yeah.
The elbow is so forward there, given the current laws. Lenglet possibly can think himself a little bit fortunate.
Well, here's Ramos. Clearly no harm done. He finds Reguilón. Valverde just mishit it. Here's Arthur on the ball. Dembélé trying to move inside Carvajal, inside Modric, returns it to Busquets. Is Messi. Valverde shadowing him. Messi to Arthur again. Now Piqué. Busquets first time to Sergio Roberto, keeps the ball in play. Combines with Rakitic. Busquets.
Have you heard an applause there, Simon? It was for Isco, who's come out to warm up. The applause from this section of the stadium, and now they're all chanting his name.
Dembélé. Well, that would be just what we'd need to make this the most memorable of Clásicos. I can't remember the last time we saw Isco on the pitch. Meanwhile, here's Fede Valverde. Quick to drive forward, supported here by Vinicius. Vinicius trying, I think, to nutmeg Piqué there, astonishingly. Down the line by Rakitic. Here's Modric. Looking for Vinicius. The flag up for offside against the Brazilian. Piqué.
All I was going to say is way down in front of us. I'm a little bit surprised that prior to now we haven't seen Umtiti out. He showed against Sevilla that he's ready. Long lane now booked. I'd have thought that with, as Bruno will tell us, Semedo down there warming up, Coutinho warming up, Vidal warming up. A little bit surprising that Umtiti is not out there, just making sure he's sharp and warmed up in case Longley is one of the guys that Valverde needs to replace.
Lenglet to Busquets. Rakitic. Sergio Roberto. Busquets again. Leo Messi. Jordi Alba. Suarez. Blocked by Rafa Varane. It falls to Luka Modric. Modric does well. Jordi Alba sticking to him like glue. Free kick. It's quickly taken. Ramos. Reguilón inside to Fede Valverde. It's had a really positive effect since coming on. It's Casemiro. Modric. Casemiro looking for Reguilón. He controls. Valverde. Casemiro.
The idea is good to move from one side to the other side, but I think it should have been a little bit quicker.
Carvajal puts it in. Asensio couldn't quite get the contact he wanted. Here's Arthur. Dembélé can chase that. So Ramos very quick to respond. Brilliant from Sergio Ramos. Where did he find that turn of pace?
I'd have bet my pocket money on the Frenchman, but Ramos said, nope, I'll have your cash, Graham.
Ramos is always rising to the big occasion.
Always, for me, the best central defender in the world. His personality, the thing that he brings on the pitch, the way that he takes the team on his shoulders. I don't have any doubt that he's the best central defender in the world.
Fede Valverde was quick to snap into that, and perhaps snapped just a little too firmly because it's a free kick to Barcelona for the challenge. It's quickly taken. Advantage Varane. Very calm from the Frenchman. Carvajal square to the captain. Ramos striding forward. Picks out Reguilón, seeing a lot of the ball down this left wing, Reguilón. Ramos again. Now Modric. Rakitic nods it back to Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Busquets under pressure from Casemiro. Ter Stegen. To Sergio Roberto. Looks for Messi. Messi colliding into Modric. Valverde. Reguilón. Vinicius. Vinicius trying to get away from Sergio Roberto, who responds brilliantly. Corner to Real Madrid. Bruno, any more movement on either of the benches?
No, still no Samuel Umtiti, I'm afraid, Graham. Still it's Arturo Vidal, Semedo and Coutinho for Barcelona, Dani Ceballos and Isco for Real Madrid. And just as I say that, Arturo Vidal has sprinted back.
The corner swung in. It's headed away by Sergio Roberto. Busquets. Well, he was lucky that that one should fall for Arthur. And Valverde was brilliant. Suarez finding Messi. It's a poor control from Messi. Carvajal in. Messi gets away from him. Whips the cross into Suarez, who manages to keep the ball under control. Dembélé. Rakitic. Alba. Might fall for Messi. Suarez looking for the return to Messi. No angle, and he couldn't quite find Suarez again. It's kept in play by Sergio Roberto. Artur. Rakitic to Artur again. That's away from the challenge of Vinicius Junior. Dembélé. Jordi Alba. Artur. Busquets. Rakitic. Messi. Sergio Roberto all the way back to Gerard Piqué. And the home fans growing impatient with this long possession from Barcelona. Dembélé. Artur returning it to the Frenchman. Busquets. Messi. Back to Busquets. Messi again. Seeking to set Dembélé through. Just wide with the shot. Luis Suarez arriving at the far post. Not quite in time. It's a goal kick. It's a long period of possession for Barcelona. We're going to make their first change. Artur replaced by Arturo Vidal.
Simon, I would argue that with 20 minutes left for Real Madrid to keep themselves in the title chase, traditionally, if you give them as many lives as Barcelona have, particularly in the second half, Alba shot, Dembele shot there, the way in which Suarez just missed on that cross ball from Messi. Traditionally, you'll be punished. Don't ever, ever let Madrid off the hook.
Rafa Varane playing the ball out from the back for Los Blancos. He finds Marco Asensio. Reguilón. Asensio wants it back. Vinicius tries a little back healer and wins a throw in. It came off Sergio Roberto. Asensio. Well defended by Sergio Busquets. Healer. The throw quickly taken. And wins the throw in. It's Benzema. Dummy to shot, lays it off for Modric. Modric thinks about shooting. Picks out Asensio. Asensio's cross headed clear by Piqué. And as far as Fede Valverde. Asensio. Vidal takes it off him. Valverde keeps it going. Lovely play by Madrid. Here's Vinicius. Well, the shot was struck firmly. He's still got the confidence in his shooting boots. But that one rising over the crossbar. But again, a positive response from Real Madrid.
And listen to the crowd. You know, they're still with him. That's a wasted chance. He could have put that on target. But right around this stadium, Los Blancos fans were applauding him for attitude, effort. He's got it.
Yeah, Bernabeu is the most demanding place, but it's true on the other hand, if you give them something you need to do a lot of things because they will help you as soon as possible.
Jordi Alba, Dembélé. Making the run, but he's not quite as quick or quick enough to get on the end of that one. Ramos insisting that Courtois give the ball to him. Played over the top for Reguilón. Reguilón into the Barca half. Taking on Sergi Roberto. Supported here by Vinicius Jr. Squares it to Casemiro. Sets up for the shots. And it follows a very similar trajectory to Vinicius' prior attempt, and it's a goal kick to Barcelona.
Solari down on the touchline, urging his players to make sure that they cover every angle. He doesn't want a short ball, particularly wide. He's satisfied now, and Stegen's got to figure out what to do.
But it's dangerous because, you know, a long ball now, the space in the middle, Messi second balls. Have to do it, but it's also true that it's
carries
a big
the risk.
Yeah.
Graham, you talked about how brilliant Gerard Piqué was in the first half, an old-fashioned centre-half performance. What about Ramos in the second? He just got the better of Suarez there, didn't he? Although this loose ball falls to Vinicius. Gets the cross in, collected by Marc-Andre ter Stegen.
Simon, he doesn't want to be 1-0 down with the league disappearing, but it's moments like this that he lives for. You can count on Ramos giving you everything, and the probability is that he'll create or take a chance himself. Aitor talked about how special he is as a central defender. He's a different class competitor.
Busquets. Further applause there because Isco seems to have been called over by Solari, just as Coutinho's also been called over by Ernesto Valverde.
Well, quite astonishing. Isco, if he is called upon to become the third substitute, hasn't really been a favourite of Solari since he took over as manager, but the Bernabeu clearly remember him. The chant of Isco, Isco, Isco ringing around the ground.
Really intelligent substitution because Isco maybe now is not in his best, but you know, the rest of the stadium, and I think this is the kind of thing that Real Madrid needs now, the support of the crowd, and with Isco on the pitch they will do.
Asensio, Valverde, Reguilón, Benzema. Benzema gets away from Vidal, puts the cross in. Lenglet clears, throw into Real Madrid, and once again the ball boy very, very quick to get the ball into play. But they'll have to wait. Casemiro replaced by Isco Alarcón. Listen to the Bernabeu. As Bruno pointed out, it's going to be Philippe Coutinho for Barcelona. I think he's going to have to wait a little, though. The ball back in play. Valverde for Real Madrid. Here's Varane. Isco's first touch. Back to Luka Modric. Isco again. Carvajal. Isco once more. Ramos. And here's Sergio Reguilón. Isco comes up against Arturo Vidal. Ramos keeps it in play. Well, Isco's seen a lot of the ball since coming on the pitch, that's for sure. Asensio to Modric. Carvajal. Luka Modric, Valverde, Isco. Long possession from Madrid. Modric to pick out Reguilón, he controls. Across the face of the box, Asensio. Wide for Vinicius. Lovely combination between Asensio and Isco. The cross comes in. Can't quite link with any white shirt. Down goes Asensio, told to get up by both the referee and Gerard Piqué. It's won by Dembélé. Suarez. Vidal. Sergio Roberto under pressure from Benzema, gets away with it brilliantly. Vidal looks for Dembélé and finds him. He's got Alba outside him. Suarez makes a run, it's cut back, and it's Fede Valverde with the clearance. Throw into Barcelona. And now is the moment that Valverde is going to introduce Philippe Coutinho to replace Ousmane Dembélé.
There's a risk. I have to say, Coutinho loves coming into a broken game. Coutinho has the skills to link with Messi and Suarez, and he has goals in his locker. But as Aitor said, the more that over the next, let's call it 13-ish minutes until the whistle goes, well, depending on added time, Dembélé has the pace. He has the searing pace to stretch the game and hurt Real Madrid. So while tactically and in personal terms you can understand what Ernesto Valverde has done, I think that's still quite a brave change.
Well, Coutinho on. Dembélé's
because
over.
Sorry, Ernesto knows that I think that the game they have under control, but they know that Real Madrid can score anytime, and for sure he will want to score the second one to kill the game.
Here's Isco. Spreads it wide to Sergio Reguilón. Reguilón comes up against Arturo Vidal. They shall not pass. Throw into Barcelona.
We can't let pass that little moment of magic that Isco created with that wall pass, led to threaten the penalty box. No wonder the Bernabeu is in love with him, and you'd bet that between now and the final whistle, Isco will do something like that again. He has creativity, he sees things others don't see.
Lenglet. Coutinho's first touch. Jordi Alba. Back to Coutinho, struggling to reach it. Held at bay by Carvajal as Varane plays it out. Here's Dani Carvajal on the ball. Valverde to Isco. Vinicius, he's got Reguilón outside him. Isco inside. Modric offering for the square pass. Well, I'm sure that was aimed at Reguilón, and Isco struggled. That's clearly handball from Arturo Vidal. And the infringement given.
They don't just say no Isco, no disco because it rhymes, Simon. Everybody in white wants to dance with this man.
Modric to take the resulting free kick from that Arturo Vidal handball. Everybody deep into the Barca half from both teams. It's curled in, punched away awkwardly by Ter Stegen. And it was, well, who else? Sergio Ramos, who goes down under the challenge. Gets gingerly to his feet. The cross whipped in again. Lenglet blocks, but doesn't really get the danger away. And the ball eventually falling to Leo Messi. Taken off him by Valverde there brilliantly. Sergio Roberto trying to set Coutinho free.
3 Barcelona players attacking, just 2 defending.
And here's Suarez on the ball. He sees the logical pass. Rakitic to Messi. Still Messi. Coutinho. It's taken off him. And it's taken off him with ease by Asensio. Vinicius makes the return pass to Asensio, makes a tremendous run, but Gerard Piqué there to block it. Vidal nearly dispossessed. That's a free kick. Asensio sees a yellow card. Late challenge on Sergio Busquets.
Simon, in life, it's never pleasant to see the rabbit looking at the headlights of the car, but poor Coutinho, and I think this is a repetitive thing, not just there, when the tension was high, when Messi was trying to be released with a return pass, Coutinho froze, got picked off. He's a much better player than he's shown in recent weeks.
Yep.
But that was a gigantic risk of a telling counter-attack for Los Blancos.
Jordi Alba Gets away from Carvajal with a burst of pace. Still Alba leaves it for Messi. Wasn't the greatest ball to Messi. And the loose ball comes to Valverde. Between Coutinho and Busquets, they win it back off him. Rakitic, here's Vidal. Rakitic now, Busquets. Vidal back to Clement Lenglet. Gerard Piqué. One in the air by Carvajal. It falls to Asensio. Gets away from Suarez. Still Asensio. Now Benzema. Piqué getting between the Frenchman and the ball and playing out of trouble. He's still in trouble though. And in the end he gives away a corner. There was a corner. It looked like it went out clearly.
The ball absolutely, definitely went out. But Piqué is saying, all of you, come on. It's me versus all of you.
Yeah.
And unless this now concedes a goal, this has been, in my view, one of his great performances for his club.
Yeah. And you'd probably say, Aitor, that if Ramos is the best central defender in the world, Piqué's the second best.
Yes.
And both play for Spain. Modric to put the corner in. Struck firmly. Isco underneath it. Headed away by Arturo Vidal. Only as far as Carvajal. Back to Modric. Lovely ball. Asensio's cross blocked. Falls again to Asensio. Arturo Vidal there. And he managed to find Piqué. Sergio Roberto. Messi. Ooh, firm challenge and a good one from Valverde. What a brilliant cameo from Valverde since coming on. He hasn't put a foot wrong.
But it's ferocious. You don't ask either Aitor or I at the end if this means 1-0. Do you think that's the end of the league? Barca's players think it's the end of the league for them. That you're seeing a commitment and an energy use that tells you they think this is the Champions League final of La Liga.
They're determined not to lose again, aren't they? They've got 6 minutes left. Messi brought down by Modric. To press the pause button. Busquets to put the ball back in play. Sergio Roberto inside to Messi. Return ball over the top from Messi. Sergio Roberto gets into the area, cuts it square. Brilliant from Carvajal. Messi battling for it. The ball got away and it's Asensio. No. Bruno, any ideas of what the referee's given there?
Oh, man. It's caught me off guard there. I can see Carvajal asking for a yellow card. I don't know for someone kicking the ball away. Obviously, it was a free kick for some challenge, but I didn't have a great view of what happened.
Okay.
I'm really pleased. I thought initially he'd given it to Barcelona when patently Carvajal's interception was both brilliant and fair.
Here's Vinicius Junior attacking. It's Vidal who's been very solid since coming on. Sends it long for Suarez, but Varane getting there instead. That'll be a throw to Barcelona.
It's important now when Real Madrid has the ball, especially attacking the balance between Varane, Ramos and Valverde against Messi and Suarez, because a long ball can be a risk for them.
Sure. Vidal